What if I told you that who you love, how you argue, when you pull away, and even the people you're drawn to, were all shaped long before your first breakup? Not in your first relationship, but in your first home. Not by the person who broke your heart, but by the people who taught it how to beat. Childhood doesn't just fade away when you turn 18. It becomes your emotional blueprint. Because the way your parents comforted you, the way your caregivers responded to your needs, or didn't, still plays a part in how you love and what you fear today. And most of it, you never consciously chose. Today, we're diving deep into how childhood shapes your adult relationships, why we chase what hurts, why we push away what heals, and how we can rewrite the story once we start understanding it. Welcome to MindShift, where we explore the unseen forces that shape how we think, feel, and connect. In this video, we'll uncover the subtle ways your childhood shaped the way you show up in relationships today, and how awareness can bring the power to change it for the better. Let's start with the basics. Humans are wired for connection. Before we can speak, before we have memories, before we even know our own name, we learn what love feels like. Is it safe? Is it reliable? Does it stay consistent or disappear? Your nervous system learned that from your earliest caregivers, and that early learning becomes the foundation for every relationship you have later in life. 1. The emotional blueprint. As babies, we're utterly dependent. If we cry and someone picks us up, feeds us, comforts us, we learn that relationships are safe. We learn that we matter. If that comfort is unpredictable, cold, or absent, we learn to self-protect instead. This is what psychologists call attachment. Not in the romantic comedy way, but in the deep, biological sense. We build our understanding of intimacy by how love showed up for us the first time we needed it. 2. The 4 attachment styles. Psychologists have identified 4 main patterns. Secure attachment. You trust that love stays. You're not obsessed with being abandoned, but you're not afraid of closeness either. Anxious attachment. You crave closeness, but worry constantly that the other person is pulling away. Avoidant attachment. You're independent to a fault. You keep your emotional distance, even from people you care about, because closeness feels dangerous. Disorganized attachment. You want love and fear it at the same time. You didn't have a predictable world, so adult relationships feel chaotic too. Here's the key. None of this is your fault. You didn't wake up at age 6 and decide, I'm going to fear intimacy forever. Your childhood home was your first emotional classroom, and your star classmates were your family. 3. The role of modeling. Kids don't just hear what you say, they absorb how you behave. If you saw your parents fighting in silence, slamming doors, or pretending everything was fine, your brain learned this is how people deal with conflict. If love meant rescuing, fixing, or overgiving, your brain learned people will only love me when I'm useful. And here's a fun psychological fact. Even when we hate a childhood pattern, we often repeat it, not because we like it, but because we're familiar with it. The brain loves the familiar, even when the familiar hurts. 4. Your inner child never leaves. That scared, hopeful, craving for connection kid inside you, they're still making decisions. They're still reacting. That's why when your partner ignores a text, it hurts more than it should. It's not just this moment. It's every moment you ever felt ignored, ever overreacted in a fight. That wasn't just you. That was your nervous system saying, We've been here before, and it was painful. 5. Relationships are time machines. One of the most fascinating things about relationships is that they take us back, not consciously, but emotionally. Your partner's behavior can unconsciously mimic the emotional energy of your home growing up. That's why we say things like, "Why do I always end up with emotionally unavailable people, fix-it projects, people who leave?" Because the past tries to reenact itself in the present. Sometimes we don't pick partners, we pick patterns. 6. Rewriting the blueprint. The good news? You're not stuck with the blueprint you learned. Even if you grew up with chaos or distance, you can learn how to create safety, connection, and trust. It doesn't usually start with a new partner. It starts with awareness, with catching your instinct to run, or cling, or shut down, with asking, "How old is the part of me that's reacting right now?" And slowly, gently, you can parent your own inner child. 7. Practical steps for healing attachment patterns. Name the pattern. "Oh, I'm jumping to conclusions because I'm scared of abandonment. This isn't really about this moment." Communicate honestly. Say what you feel, not just what your fear tells you. "Hey, when you go quiet, I panic a little. I'm working on that, but I wanted you to know." Let good relationships rewire you. Humans heal in connection, not in isolation. A stable partner, a trustworthy friend, a caring therapist. These can teach your nervous system that love is safe. Do inner child work. Not in a corny way, but an honest one. Sit with the version of you that still believes love means proving something or fearing loss. Let them know, "I see you. You're safe now." Remember that repair is more important than perfection. Secure attachment doesn't mean perfect relationships. It means knowing how to heal conflict, not avoid it. Your childhood built the foundation, but you are the architect of what comes next. You're not doomed to repeat your past, unless you ignore it. The moment you start tracing your patterns with curiosity instead of shame, you start writing a new story. One where love isn't a battlefield, but a home. Thanks for watching MindShift.